Hey folks, ACCG here, and in today's video we have a new series coming to the channel. So my thought process behind the new series that I'm going to be creating is that every single Sunday I'm going to post the card reveals that have been posted in the last week. So I'm going to be doing this every Sunday if I can keep up with it, which shouldn't be a problem really, and we will cover all of the actual card reveals that have been released from Bandai. Currently we're on EB01, so yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Nice. Right, so we can crack straight on with it. Wow, look at this blank screen, isn't that great? We have EB01 card reveals to take a look at. So this is the pack if you haven't seen it. We have a lovely chopper on the front cover there. I really like the pack, to be fair. Any of like lighter color packs I think just looks super awesome. And first off, we can get into the blue reveals for EB01. So the first card that we're looking at is Prince, I'm going to say Belay, or is it Bellet? I'm going to go with Belay. So this is a blue character. It's a common in the set with a cost of 2 and a power of 2000. It has the ranged archetype in the top right, and it's from Impel Down, so your Impel Down searchers will be able to grab this card. It is a 2k counter, which is nice to have in that edition, especially if it's searchable for Impel Down, and it has the Don X1 ability of when attacking, if you have 1 or less cards in your hand, you can return up to 1 character with a cost of 3 or less to the owner's hand. So this reminds me very much of the other blue 2k counter that can bounce cost the hand, Alvida, but we can see a little bit of the power creep here happening in that Alvida has to discard a card on attack as well. So we see that here. Alvida does have 1k more power, but I think this is a nice addition to most decks. I don't think it's game-breakingly broken like some of the other 2ks that we've seen for blue, like Sasaki, but I do think it's good. Next up, we have Hamlet. Hamlet is, again, another blue character and a common as well. This one's pretty exciting. So it's a 3 cost with a power of 4k and has slash, so you have to make sure you're watching out for that against the buggy 1 cost. But the exciting thing about this is that it's an Animal Kingdoms pirate, so you can search it with the Who's Who, and it is a Smile character, and we haven't had Smile support in quite a while. It's a 1k counter, and it has the ability of, if you have 4 or less cards in your hand, your Smile type characters gain 1000 power. Whether I think this is going to make Smile heavily impactful, no, I don't. However, it's nice to see support for Smile. And we do have one more blue card here in the form of an event, Gum Gum Champion Rifle. It's a blue event. It's a rare in the set as well, which is good to this card is absolutely nuts, by the way. It's got a cost 1. It's got the Straw, Hat Crew, and Impel Down archetypes, which is just nutty. If you're running a red-blue deck, you can grab this with the Nami, similar with the Impel Down searches as mentioned earlier, and it has the ability to counter if your leader has the Impel Down type, which is currently Magellan, Hannibal, and Ivankov. So Ivankov being like on my mind immediately. I just want to make memes. If your leader has Impel Down, give up to 1 of your leaders or characters plus 2000 power until the end of the battle, standard for a 1 cost, and then your opponent returns 1 of their active characters to the owner's hand. What? And there are no cost requirements there in the translation that we've currently had. I don't know if Bandai is going to edit this and we'll get a future update where it says return a 3 cost, which would still be like kind of balanced, because we've got Overheat, which does exactly that. It bounces that, and like that's a 2 cost event. It does get more power, but still that's a 2 cost event. This just says return 1 of their active. Like this could be like an absolute game changer for blue going in the future. The cost is ridiculous, and it also has the trigger of return up to 1 3 cost or lower character to the bottom of the owner's deck. Yeah, pretty standard trigger here for blue cards, but it's nice to have another way to bounce. I believe that's the same as 3000 Worlds, but really, if that main counter effect isn't limited in any way by cost, I doubt you're ever really going to trigger it. I think you're just going to keep at least 1 done open and just keep returning everything to your opponent's hand. Absolutely nutty, insane. Like, yeah, just 7 cost Dofi effect, right? Like, Madness. Next up, we get onto the red reveals. So blue was actually the color that we've seen the most of this week. First off, for red, we have Kid and Killer. Nice to see a double character card coming together here. We've obviously seen some of the other cards in the past, like we've seen like the Sanji and Zoro starter decks coming out, and how they're starting to merge a few characters together. So it's Kid and Killer. It's a red character. It's a rare from EB01. It's a 4 for 5 with the / special archetypes, and it has Supernova and Kid Pirate, so it is searchable by those searchers. It built in has Rush, which is just super good, like another rusher for red, never going to say no, and it has the when attacking ability of, if your opponent has 2 or less life cards, this character gains 2000 power until the end of turn. I think this card is fantastic, honestly. Like, the only downside to this being that it doesn't have any counter, but later into the game, it's a 1 cost more Zoro that just generically has 7k power. Like, and I think that's always going to be strong. Like, Rush is always going to be able to catch people off guard. I played a game the other day where like I just completely bricked and my hand was all bricks and I just got rushed down by like just not being able to counter out the 2k at the right time. So I think this is always going to be nice, and getting that extra power further into the game is always nice, because that's when the Zoro starts to fall off, because you have to invest more Don to be making more impacts due to the hand sizes in the game or the board state, for example. And that's the only red card that we've got so far. I know the green ones that we're looking at are very thin this set. I think this is the only green reveal that we've had this week. This is Yama. This is a green character. It's a common. It's a cost 5 for 7 with strike, and it's animal / land of Wano. So you can search this for your Land of Wano searches, and it has counter +1. So a 5 for 7 is something that we've seen before. Nothing necessarily new to the game at all. However, we have seen some impact from these in past formats. Like, nothing again too completely major, but it does give you more options for that 5 cost slot there, which is always going to be nice. Next up, we have the purple reveals this week, and we have another 5/7 here in the form of Army Wolves. So this is a purple character. It's a common as well, with a cost of 5 for 7. It has animal, and, which is nice, this little added bit actually, it has impel down, so you can search for that with your impel down searches. Counter +1k, and we've seen everything that we can do with a 5/7 in past formats, so it just gives you more options to be able to drop something on 5. With the leaders that we've seen where we're ramping up, you can get this out a lot faster, becomes a lot more impactful than the 4/6 vanillas, 3/5 vanillas that we've seen utilized in the past. So it is nice to have this option for those purple leader players. Next up, we have the black reveals, and we have T-Bone. So T-Bone is a 5 for 5 with the / archetype. It's a rare in the set, and it's a 2k counter. One thing that I do find interesting is that it's a W7, and actually, now that I'm looking at the card, it says /Navy, so you can also search for this for your Navy cards. Like your brand new should be able to grab this, which will be really nice, being able to grab the 2ks, because it's a 2k counter, and then it just has the unplayability of KO up to one of your opponent's 2 cost or lower characters. I think this is a nice utilization card, like a kind of panic button of like the 2k value isn't going to add me value. Me being able to just remove my opponent's lower cost characters is more important here than me having a 2k in my hand. And that can come up, and it does come up, and we've seen it come up in a lot of games. For example, Sakazuki is kind of running rampant now, and sometimes you just wish you had a way to be able to get rid of that one extra card. This could be a savior of the thing, but I think the most important thing with T-Bone is that it's a searchable 2k, which is just absolutely sensational. And finishing off the colors this week, we have the yellow reveals, and we have none. There haven't been any yellow card reveals that have been released in the past week that we have seen. So yeah, not really a lot for us to say there. So that's the first video that we've done looking at the reveals. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know below what you thought of this. If you've got any ideas, anything you'd like to see more of, you'd like me to see me talk more of, just basic stuff. I have had fun creating this, and I'm excited to make more and go into it. Like and subscribe if you want to see more, and have a great day. Peace.